In the DC universe, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups. The superheroes who investigate crime, and the people who immediately lay blame at their feet for anything. These are their stories. Opening on an alien planet, we get the three heads from Paradise Lost? The hell? Talking to a set of beefy robots known as the Manhunters. All of which are being sent to Earth to hunt down the criminal known as the Green Lantern? Oh, this can't be good. On Earth, Green Lantern walks about his old neighborhood, experiencing a little homesickness of his own. Something that will be brought up in another episode. As the Manhunters approach Earth, all but Wonder Woman and Batman appear to intercept them, resulting in, as usual, a huge fight breaking out.
John Stewart, the Green Lantern.
What for?
That's not your concern.
Wanna bet?
That is, of course, until the Green Lantern appears and surrenders himself to the Manhunters' custody. As soon as they arrive, the crowd begins hurling things at him, and even the other Green Lanterns refuse to engage with him. Something that I'll get to later. The crime, it turns out, is that John has committed genocide, as told to us by the honourable testimony of a weapons smuggler.
State your name and profession.
Kanjaro. I'm a pirate.
A criminal? Yet you come here to bear witness to another crime. Why?
I may steal things, but it's nothing compared to what he did.
This whole episode feels like an indictment to the legal system, as you'll see. After telling his tale about the incident, which seems a little unbelievable, John puts up no defense and is of course deemed guilty. However, the rest of the Justice League isn't so sure. Superman and John go to investigate the crime scene, whilst Flash attempts to stall the trial.
Don't you have any lawyers here?
We solved our lawyer problem a long time ago.
However, you could speak for him if you wish.
But be aware, if you lose, you'll share the same penalty as the accused.
The same penalty? You mean... That's crazy!
No, that's how we solved our lawyer problem.
Meanwhile, Hawkgirl is doing something even more important, sorting out characters who are acting off base. After being berated by Hawkgirl, with good reason mind you, Kilowog decides to help John, defending him at the trial. However, this doesn't help too much.
Who said you could do this? Who gave you the right?
We did.
Superman and John realise that something's wrong, as the moon of the destroyed planet is still orbiting where it should be. They are attacked by Kanjaro, the guy who John was chasing, who is then in turn attacked by Hawkgirl. John is still pronounced guilty, with both him and Flash almost being killed, until Superman appears and has Hawkgirl do a dramatic reveal of the supposed destroyed planet. Which he might have done sooner so that the Flash and Green Lantern weren't almost killed, but hey, showmanship is important. This reveals that all of this was set up by the Manhunters, who needed to draw the Guardians away from Oa so that they could attack the planet. Everyone rushes to Oa, where the Manhunters have begun to break through, the main one even getting to the central power battery, and integrating with it so he becomes some huge monstrosity. However, John recites the Lantern Oath, and this makes everything alright, restoring the Lantern's honour and saving the day, ending the episode. So what the hell was that? The end of the episode really is the huge weak point of this, as it feels far too easy an end to the episode, especially since every other Manhunter just seems to stop at the same time. Why is there no actual fight, and why does just reciting the oath of one lantern ring manage to absorb all of the giant Manhunter? I can understand if all of them did it, but not just John. The only obvious reason I can think of is because it then has John beat the Manhunters. It just feels weak. And similarly, the plot for the episode doesn't work too well, as the idea of just hiding a planet behind an illusion and the lack of evidence for the crime, other than one piece of testimony for someone who doesn't seem trustworthy at best, makes no sense. And the other Green Lanterns for some reason act like the public do from the Marvel Universe, turning on a dime to hating John. It just seems so forced and idiotic. However, the reason this episode ends up higher is the fact they treat the situation like a real court case, something that other cartoons would have just made an entire farce. There's a judge, witnesses, defendants, lawyers. It treats it like it should, and until that end bit, everything works. Really, they could have just had the Manhunters attack the Guardians inside the courtroom, since that's what they wanted anyway. They wanted to take revenge. There was no need for them to attack Oa or go after the central power battery. You've got the antagonists and a team of both the Justice League and Green Lanterns. If you can't fashion a fight out of just that, then surely there's something wrong. Also, the fact that John surrenders himself and has one last look at Earth before he's taken away shows his mentality and his selfless actions in possibly having taken millions of lives. It has a strong message. Be responsible for your actions, as well as standing for your friends in their darkest hour, something that the other Green Lanterns eventually did. While the plot may be a little bare upon examination, the ideals of the Justice League shine through, proving it to be a great episode for character development and the relationships between them. But still, the blackest night for this episode is it being at number 19. Hey people, and thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the next one of these a full day before anybody else, you can do that by supporting me on my Patreon page. However, if you're watching this on my Patreon page, then thanks for your support.